Welcome in, trainers, to another Master League video. We're going to take a look at another round 2 matchup that we have for my tournament, the Mega Master Tournament, with currently a $300 prize pool. We have here Sanjudigo on the left, we have FragginWagon on the right. I think a battler from Spain on the left and an American player on the right side. We see another Mega Swampert team. I just happen to pick these players based on their name, not on their teams exactly. But I do have to say that the team on the right is always different. This time we have an Origin Path team. If you want to know more about the meta, check the first video preferably, because I explained the meta there. But there's different ways to build your team here, and FragginWagon went for a Primal Kyogre team, which means he can't use any other legendaries. He also brought a Golden Go, which is interesting. I don't think it has a lot of play in Master League, but it's a cool pick for sure. And it gets to almost 4,000 CP, so it has respectable stats. Primal Kyogre is a Pokemon that you can always bring, even against 3 dragons. Primal Kyogre beats some of them just straight resisted damage all the time. How about we take a look at the first matchup between these two players. We have Sanjudigo on the left and FragginWagon on the right. FragginWagon facing a difficult lead here. This is somewhat of a core breaker, you think, but here you actually see that the resisted waterfalls already do more than these charms from Sanjudigo. Letting this resisted surf go and then going into that Giratina, which has somewhat... I think this is one of the dragons that has a better play than other dragons do, just because of its bulk. And we do see Origin Pulse from FragginWagon, so he doesn't have Blizzard to potentially one-shot this. I think with Origin Pulse, the resisted damage and the efficiency of the move is just usually enough to take care of even Pokemon like Dialga. You'll see, I think, let's see, this is the Origin Pulse. It actually does like 40% resisted damage, one of the most bulky Master League Pokemon. Primal Kyogre is crazy, and honestly, I think I should have nerfed the Origin Path teams maybe a little bit more if you were able to pick Kyogre, because it's so strong. In comes the Dragonite. Now that I think of it, FragginWagon just triple super weak to Charm Primarina here. So this looks very difficult to overcome. Obviously, Kyogre can carry a lot of the team, but it can't deal with this much. Looks like Sanjudigo brought some of his best Kyogre answers, which makes sense, right? It's the one Pokemon you will always expect. But yeah, the Primarina just answers it so well. And I think FragginWagon's team just isn't great against the Primarina either. The best you kind of have are the Exeggutor and the Golden Go. We see here the Dragon Tail Gyarados. I think that's a mistake, actually, because I saw Dragon Breath somewhere else. But I don't think it's going to make a lot of difference in this matchup, because there's still a Primarina, and it looks like Sanjudigo is just keeping his shields for that. Just keep your shields for the Charm here against 2 water types in a Dragon, and I think you're good. Next Hydro coming in. FragginWagon desperately trying to preserve as much HP as possible, while also maintaining as much health as possible. But this Aqua Tail isn't going to do it just yet, because, you know, Primal Kyogre is strong, but this Mega Swampert is no joke either. Storing the Hydro Cannon there. I think Fraggen panic swapped there, trying to catch a move, but the Primarina was not at a charge move yet. In comes this Crunch. I actually do think that an Aqua Tail after the next Dragon Tails will take it out, but then there's still the Swampert that also has a move. This actually gets... Nah, there's still another shield. No, this doesn't get close. Never mind. Doesn't get close. The Swampert also still has a move. There's also a little bit of Giratina left. I'm not sure how much that can do, but, you know. Yeah. Psychic coming through, and that will win the game here for Sanjudigo. Very well played. And I think just a bit of a poor team comp from FragginWagon there. Maybe just not expecting that Charm Primarina at all. But this is actually the one reason why I think Primarina is, besides Mega Gardevoir, the Charmer or the Fairy type that really excels in this meta. Just because you have a bit of a better matchup against Kyogre. And if you have Waterfall, you also have a decent matchup against Primal Kyogre. Primal Groudon. Let's take a look at game number 2 here. Let's see how FragginWagon gets to adapt. Yeah, as we see here, he does have the Dragon Breath, so I think a little bit of a mistake. Regardless, he lost the first game either way, so I'm not gonna be too difficult about that. Ancient Power coming in. I would reckon this is a pretty neutral matchup. It's probably slightly positive for the Giratina Alto because it's so bulky. But Gyarados is dealing super effective damage constantly, so this still is... Gyarados is no joke in these kind of matchups. Going for another Ancient Power here. Does FragginWagon go for the switch advantage here? I don't think he does. He even knows very well how good that Kyogre is. But I'm also somewhat surprised because, you know, you want to avoid potential Primarina in the back, right? I also see that Lugia logo there. That's usually an Apex or Shadow Lugia. So, interesting from Sanjudigo there. Let's take a look. Still gets a little bit of Dragon Claw damage here. Yeah, that's a different Lugia logo, no? Oh, it is the Apex! Is the Apex purified? Yeah. Ah, okay. I was like, man, did I miss a shadow form here? But no, I'm not stupid. Great, that's good to acknowledge for myself. Lugia versus Primal Kyogre. Lugia is known to be really good in neutral matchups, but this is, as we say in Dutch, different kind of cook, different kind of cookie. Because this Pokemon has even a higher stat distribution than the Lugia. It has a formidable, a really high attack stat as well. Even though Primal Kyogre actually is getting pretty low here. Does the Surf take it out from here? Lugia is really bulky, but Kyogre is so attack weighted here. Surf does not take it out. One more Waterfall will, but looks like Fraggen just snipes with that Dragonite here. And in the back is the Swampert. Fraggen just using the same 3 again, and really fortunate to not run into Primarina. Kind of really ballsy, to be honest, to run the same line after it got absolutely annihilated by Primarina. But, you know, if it works, I guess. It's also 3 of his strongest against the Mega Swampert. So I think that might just be the strategy of FragginWagon here. To maybe you're weaker against 1, but at least you're nullifying another one, right? And it's very likely the Mega Swampert comes out. Because other than these 3, it has really good matchups against like Exodrill. Pretty good against Togekiss, Golden Go. So it does make sense that the Swampert comes out. Also his most expensive pick in terms of points that you have. Looks like Sanjudigo already stops recording there, so that makes sense. That's 1-1 between these very good players. Let's take a look at the decisive game number 3 here. We haven't seen the Shadow Snorlax. I don't think we're going to see that from Sanjudigo because he needs to powerhouse on that Kyogre. And it looks like he gets a really good lead with that Exodrill. Then brings back in that Charm Primarina, and I'm not sure, is this what you want as FragginWagon? At least he brought an Exodrill this time, just because to deal with this Primarina, I would assume. First Crunch coming in. I believe that if Primarina tries to farm this down completely, this actually gets pretty close. And actually does get a defense drop. The Dragon Reds don't add up too much, but Primarina doesn't really have high stats. Next Crunch comes in. This will take Primarina really low. And I think, honestly, if you went for 2 Aqua Tails here, that Primarina could not have farmed you down. Because you're really close to another Aqua Tail there. Yeah, then Primarina had to throw, I think. Let's see, because now, if Fraggen is expecting the Hydro hit, this will one-shot. But it's only a Moonblast, and Fraggen didn't anticipate that. I'm not sure how useful this is, too. Yeah, it's difficult. I think you kind of want to preserve your shields for Kyogre, because it's such a beast. But I'm guessing Fraggen also kind of expects that, what's it called? The Giratina in the back, which Primal Kyogre does not have that great of a time against. Let's see. Fraggen probably gonna try to catch. And he does catch! He does catch on this Primal Kyogre. This is resisted. Mega Swampert is very attack weighted though. How much does this do? Not that much. It is Primal Kyogre after all. Now we see Giratina altered against Primal Kyogre. Not the worst matchup per se. We also saw this in game 1 kind of, but then there was Primarina that Sanjudigo still had, and that just was impossible to get through. Now, I think Sanjudigo also knows this has Origin Pulse right from game 1, so he knows that Giratina altered is very comfortable living that, and this Giratina is just getting the Kyogre so low that even Swampert can soon maybe just double Hydro or even Mudshield down. Yeah, as we see, it does a nice chunk, but it's not enough. I actually built an example team with Swampert, Lugia, Giratina. It actually surprises me how many people are using that. I'm not sure if they use it from the example, but like Swampert, Lugia, Giratina altered is really common here. And yeah, at this point, it's kind of over. It's last man standing for extra draw here. There's a big, muscular, swampy boy in front of you, and it's about to unleash a Hydro Cannon. And this will take out an entire generation of moles and soaks up the whole ground under it as well. Yeah, Hydro Cannon coming through. And that is a win for Sanjudigo. 2-1 here. Very well played. I think on one side you see that Sanjudigo is playing more all around, and Fraggen just tries to nullify that Mega Swampert. Unfortunately, in Game 3, that he didn't do that. He brought the extra draw, anticipating the Primarina again, but didn't work out for him. So yeah, hope you like these battles. We saw some Primal Kyogre. Thank you guys for sending these battles to me. And viewers, not chat, viewers, I hope you liked the video. Have a good one. Bye.